Hi, in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use smia tool on online social media analysis. First, you have to the published UI on smia.uis.no. And here you will find a series of graphs and organized in on which day they were crawled. The site crawls Reddit each day at 12 p.m. just once, but it can be set up to crawl it more than once and accumulate the data inside the same date collection. The first thing you can do is to go to the activity graph, and as you see, we can choose the graph you want to view, and also we can choose the score type, a combination of two score types, or we can choose all the score types summed up together, and view the activity graph. Submissions are viewed in yellow nodes, sub-level comments are viewed in red nodes, and sub-level comments are viewed in blue. And view information about edges and nodes to see here. Yes. Then you can show the influence graph between network users. So if we take, for instance, this graph, which is based on the 3 newest submissions from the top 3 most popular subreddits, and the other one is based on the 3 newest submissions from 5 selected subreddits associated each with a certain field of influences. And there is also a test dummy data set that is not real life data, but just for simulation purposes. You can choose a centrality measure you want to use, for instance, hits up, and the score type you want to use as well. Yeah, and the date. Now that we have viewed the graph, you can see the users as nodes and influence fields between them as edges, scored edges with a field of influence on them. Can open another graph as well, and see the thickness of edges indicates that these edges have higher scores than thinner edges, and also the size of the nodes and color transparency indicates that this has a higher centrality than other nodes. Moving on, you can view the path between two users. So if we select this graph here, then we can find the user, for example, this user here, and find another user with a connection. So if we take this user here, and then we can choose score type and stuff like that. And we get a path between these two, or the shortest path between them. You can also filter using the scores. So if we choose a score from 100 to 200, we don't have any scores between 100 to 200. But we choose wrong graph. So if we choose the right graph here, then we will get results. And you will see all the scores are filtered, and all of them are between 100 and 200. In addition to that, you can filter by the field of influence. So if we look at the field graph here, we find that there is one edge with technology and others for economy. So if we choose economy and technology, and we can specify it or an end. So we have we can choose or and choose a graph, score type, and then view this graph. So we get all influences, all influences with economy and technology. We can also view the centrality reports from using graphs. And you see centrality ranking of each centrality measure in a certain graph. Also, there is a lot of statistics that you can view, crawling run times, and perhaps influence area, predicted influence areas. As we see, the finance subreddit is 81.4%, and the economy is therefore 74.2%, and can compare to the predicted field of influence and expected field out of which subreddits are recorded. There is also a score distribution. You can choose between double scores, total scores, or all scores, or a certain score as well. And also, if you want to get the report about the text classifier or the model of the text classifier used and how it's evaluated and tested, then you can go here and open it. And you see that before tuning, it was 4.66, nearly 4.6 in score. Then it increases to nearly 0.7 after tuning. And on the evaluation, it was on 0.725. And here's confusion. This route here is set to be cached automatically. So without caching, this will take a lot of time. But because we are using caching, it's actually fast. This was it. Thanks for listening.